Gary Kubiak came out on your station, Sports Radio 610. What do you have to say that struck you about him and DeMeco Ryans?
In 2006, when DeMeco was drafted by the Houston Texans, I mean, that was a really, really good class. They had a number of players that played many, many years in the NFL. Gary kind of, looked back on that draft class when he was explaining what sort of advice he imparted already on DeMeco upon taking the Texans job. And it's that I want to be here as a resource for you because you and that class came in and were so professional, so diligent, so hardworking that you really made it that much easier on our football team to establish the culture that we wanted in the locker room and on the football field. It was almost Gary's like returning the favor, so to speak. That's not what he said, but in so many words it was. And I found that to be really, really interesting. I mean, obviously Gary Kubiak is a big DeMeco guy and, told stories about how he and the coaching staff would sit in meeting rooms and just talk about like, oh my God, this guy, he's going to make a great coach one day. I don't know if he's going to end up doing it, but man, if he does, the sky's the limit for this guy. I thought one of the most interesting things, Robert, that Gary had said on the football side of things was his upbringing, DeMeco's upbringing. And if you're going to go to work for a Shanahan, like Gary did in Mike Shanahan many years ago, the demand of a Shanahan to their assistant coaches is not just to do your job, but understand the job. If you're a defensive coordinator, you better know the offense like the back of your hand.
Go back to our conversation with David Anderson. You can find the clip on the YouTube channel. I put it up there specifically. And David Anderson, I asked him, what do you think a defensive guy would know about an offense? He obviously doesn't know anything about offense, according to the fans, but isn't his job to figure out offenses all the time? And isn't his job in practice to work against the offense that is Kyle Shanahan's offense? That's what he does.
You're listening to Houston Sports Talk.